Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin is showing signs of a potential upward trend, though it's currently oversold according to the RSI. The RSI consistently remains below 38, indicating oversold conditions. The price has been fluctuating within a range bounded by support at $66,400 and resistance at $69,800. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently near the lower band, suggesting a potential bounce. Given these factors, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $67,400. A stop loss should be placed just below the support level at $66,100 to limit potential losses. The initial target price should be set at the recent resistance level of $69,800, aiming for a quick profit. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate a secondary target based on the Bollinger Bands. If the price reaches the middle band, around $75,900, consider taking partial profits. For a more aggressive approach, the final target could be set near the upper Bollinger Band, around $89,500, but this carries higher risk. The strategy prioritizes capitalizing on the oversold condition and potential bounce, while employing stop-loss orders to manage risk effectively. This approach balances potential high returns with prudent risk management, aligning with a high returns investment strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum shows a downtrend. The RSI consistently remains below 30, indicating an oversold condition. The forecast for the next week predicts further declines, with prices potentially reaching $1,730. Considering these factors, I recommend a short position strategy. We will enter a short position at $1,880. The stop loss will be set at $1,960, just above the recent support level of $1,940, to limit potential losses if the price unexpectedly reverses. The initial target price will be $1,730, aligning with the forecast. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price is consistently below the lower band, reinforcing the downtrend. If the price reaches $1,730, we will consider moving the stop loss to break even to protect profits. If the price fails to reach $1,730 and shows signs of stabilization, we will exit the position at $1,820 to minimize losses. This layered approach, combining RSI signals, forecast data, and Bollinger Bands, aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP shows a downtrend with recent signs of stabilization around the 1.40 support level. The RSI consistently remains below 30, indicating an oversold condition, suggesting a potential for a bounce. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, indicating increased volatility, and the price is currently near the lower band. Considering these factors, I propose a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Bands to capitalize on a potential rebound. We will enter a long position when the RSI crosses above 30 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band. Specifically, let's initiate a long position on February 16, 2026, at $1.43. Given the oversold conditions and potential for a bounce, our stop loss will be set just below the support level at $1.37. For the target price, we'll aim for the middle Bollinger Band, which is currently around $1.43, providing a conservative profit target. If the price continues to rise, we can adjust the target price to the resistance level of $1.51. This strategy combines the signals from the RSI and Bollinger Bands to maximize potential gains while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB is currently in a strong downtrend, with the forecast indicating further declines. The RSI consistently remains below 30, indicating oversold conditions, suggesting a potential for a short-term bounce but not a trend reversal. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is nearing the lower band, which might indicate a possible rebound. Considering these factors, I recommend a contrarian strategy focusing on short-term opportunities. My strategy involves a long position entry at $535, anticipating a potential bounce from the oversold condition and the lower Bollinger Band. A stop loss will be placed at $515 to limit potential losses if the downtrend continues. The initial target price is set at $585, aiming to capture a quick profit from a potential rebound. If the price reaches $585, we will reassess the situation and consider adjusting the stop loss to lock in profits or extending the target price based on further technical analysis. This strategy balances risk and reward, capitalizing on short-term volatility while protecting against significant losses. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana shows a clear downtrend with consistently low RSI readings below 30, indicating an oversold condition. The forecast data for the next week further supports this downward momentum, with prices predicted to decline. Considering the support price of $78.5 and a current oversold RSI, a short position is recommended. We will enter a short position at $80.4. To manage risk, the stop loss will be set at $86, just above the recent high. The initial target price is $76.1, aligning with the forecast for the week. To optimize returns and adapt to potential price fluctuations, we will implement a dynamic strategy. If the price reaches the initial target of $76.1, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $80.4, securing profits while allowing for potential upward movement. If the price continues to decline and approaches the support level of $78.5, we will adjust the target price to $76.9. This approach combines the RSI oversold signal, Bollinger Bands indicating potential downside, and the forecast data to create a high probability, high reward investment strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON exhibits a sideways trend with support at 0.278 and resistance at 0.283. The RSI consistently hovers between 36 and 45, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands show the price fluctuating within a narrow range, with the bottom band consistently at 0.268 to 0.279 and the top band at 0.297 to 0.32. Given this range-bound movement, I recommend a short-term, range trading strategy. We will initiate a long position when the price touches the support level of 0.278 plus $0, with a stop loss placed just below the support at 0.277 plus $0. The target price for this long position will be the resistance level of 0.283 plus $0. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI dips below 30, oversold, it signals a potential bounce from the support level. However, the RSI has not reached this level recently. When the price touches the bottom Bollinger Band, 0.268 to 0.279, it indicates a potential rebound. Combining these signals, we'll enter a long position at 0.278 plus $0, place a stop loss at 0.277 plus $0, and target 0.283 plus $0. This strategy aims to capitalize on the predictable bounces within the established range, offering a relatively low-risk, high-probability trading opportunity. The forecast data suggests the price will remain within this range, further supporting this strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a downtrend from February 2 to February 15, 2026, with significant volatility as indicated by the Bollinger Bands. The RSI consistently stays below 50, suggesting a prevailing bearish sentiment, with several days dipping into oversold territory below 30. The forecast for the next week predicts continued price fluctuations, but generally within a range of $0.0985 to $0.104. Considering this, I recommend a contrarian strategy focusing on short-term bounces. We will initiate a long position at $0.0985, anticipating a temporary price recovery. A stop-loss order will be placed at $0.095 to mitigate potential losses if the downtrend continues. The target price will be set at $0.104, aiming to capitalize on a potential rebound towards the upper Bollinger Band. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI signals. If the RSI dips below 20, signaling an oversold condition, we'll enter a long position at the prevailing price, with a stop loss at $0.095 and a target price of $0.104. Conversely, if the RSI rises above 80, indicating an overbought scenario, we'll consider a short position at the current price, with a stop loss at $0.11 and a target price of $0.098. This combined approach, blending Bollinger Band observations with RSI signals, aims to maximize profit potential while managing risk effectively. The portfolio will prioritize the RSI strategy, supplemented by Bollinger Band analysis for confirmation. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin Cash shows a generally upward trend despite some volatility. The RSI consistently dips below 40, indicating oversold conditions, while the forecast predicts a price increase towards $568. The support price remains steady at $503, and the resistance price reached $564. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position when the RSI falls below 30, targeting the $564 resistance level. The entry price will be $503. To manage risk, set a stop-loss order at $470, just below the lower Bollinger Band. To maximize potential gains, we will employ a tiered target approach. The initial target is $538, representing a significant move from the entry point. If the price reaches $538, we will move the stop-loss to break even. The second target is the recent resistance level of $564. If the price reaches $564, we will take partial profits and move the stop-loss to $538. Finally, the ultimate target is the forecast price of $568. This strategy combines RSI-based entry signals, Bollinger Band-driven stop-loss placement, and support and resistance levels to optimize risk-reward ratios and maximize returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano shows a fluctuating trend with recent upward momentum. The RSI consistently remains below 50, indicating a generally weak buying pressure, but has been trending upward recently. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, suggesting a period of consolidation, but the current price is near the bottom band, which hints at a potential bounce. The support price is consistently at $0.256, and the resistance is at $0.284. Given this, I recommend a long position entry at $0.272 on February 16, 2026. A stop-loss should be placed just below the support level at $0.256 to protect against a potential breakdown. The target price for this trade will be $0.278, aligning with the forecast price for February 18, 2026, and considering the recent upward trend. This strategy combines RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels to maximize potential returns. If the price reaches $0.278, consider taking profits. However, if the price continues to rise beyond this level, a reassessment of the strategy and potential adjustments to the target price may be warranted. The portfolio will prioritize this long position due to the confluence of factors suggesting a short-term upward movement. Based on the historical data and forecast, Chainlink shows a downtrend with consistent trading within the support price of $8.34 and resistance price of $9.09. The RSI consistently remains below 39.4, indicating an oversold condition, with dips below 20 on several days. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is approaching the lower band, suggesting a potential bounce. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy when the price reaches the lower Bollinger Band. Specifically, enter a long position at $8.25, with a stop-loss at $8.15 to limit potential losses. Set a target price of $8.7, aiming to capture a rebound within the established trading range. To optimize the portfolio, I suggest a hybrid approach combining RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI falls below 20 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, enter a long position at $8.29. Place a stop-loss at $8.1 to manage risk. Set a target price of $8.5, capitalizing on the expected bounce. This strategy leverages both indicators to confirm entry signals, improving the probability of success. This combined strategy will be the most efficient for high returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum name service shows a fluctuating trend with periods of oversold and overbought conditions. The RSI consistently dips below 30, indicating oversold conditions, while the price bounces between the 5.56 support and 6.89 resistance. The Bollinger Bands also confirm this volatility, with the price frequently touching the lower band, suggesting potential buying opportunities. Considering the forecast for the next week, the price is expected to hover around $6, with slight upward movements. Therefore, I propose a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Bands to capitalize on these fluctuations. My strategy involves a long position when the RSI falls below 20 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band. For instance, on February 15, 2026, the RSI was 43.6 and the price was $6.71. However, let's consider February 8, 2026, when the RSI was 25.8 and the price was $5.86. We would enter a long position at $5.86, set a stop loss at $5.56, the established support level, and target a price of $6.89, the resistance level. The forecast suggests a potential rise, so a conservative target of $6.32 on February 22, 2026, could also be considered. This combined approach aims to maximize profit potential while minimizing risk by utilizing both technical indicators and price levels. Based on the historical data and forecast, POL-X-Matic shows a slight upward trend, but with considerable volatility. The price has consistently tested the support level of $0.102 and the resistance level of $0.109. The RSI has fluctuated between 30 and 50, indicating periods of oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increased price volatility. Considering the recent RSI readings hovering around 40 to 50, and the forecast predicting a price increase, I propose a long entry strategy. Specifically, I recommend entering a long position at $0.103, placing a stop-loss order at $0.096 to mitigate potential losses if the price falls below the recent support levels, and setting a target price of $0.112, aiming to capture a portion of the anticipated upward movement. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the bottom band, it indicates an oversold condition, which aligns with our RSI readings. Given the forecast for a slight upward trend, I recommend a portfolio combining the RSI and Bollinger Band strategies. The primary strategy will be the long position at $0.103 with a stop loss at $0.096 and a target price of $0.112. However, if the price dips to the lower Bollinger Band, around $0.087, which is significantly below the support level, it's a strong signal to reinforce the long position. This could involve adding to the position at $0.087, keeping the initial stop loss at $0.096, and adjusting the target price to $0.118 to capitalize on the potential rebound. This combined strategy aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, SUN token shows a slight upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI consistently remains below 50, indicating a generally neutral to slightly bearish market sentiment. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, suggesting a period of low volatility, which is expected to increase in the near future. Considering the support price of $0.0168 and the forecast prices hovering around $0.0172 to $0.0175, a conservative strategy focusing on short-term gains is recommended. We will implement a combined strategy using RSI and Bollinger Bands. Our strategy involves a buy order when the RSI dips below 30 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band. The entry price will be $0.0168. A stop loss will be placed just below the support level at $0.0165 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be set at the center of the Bollinger Bands, which is around $0.0175. If the price breaks above this level, we will adjust the target price to the resistance level of $0.0207. This combined approach leverages both momentum and volatility indicators to maximize profit potential while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON exhibits a sideways trend with support at 0.278 and resistance at 0.283. The RSI consistently hovers between 36 and 45, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands show the price fluctuating within a narrow range, with the bottom band consistently at 0.268 to 0.279 and the top band at 0.297 to 0.32. Given this range-bound movement, I recommend a short-term, range trading strategy. We will initiate a long position when the price touches the support level of 0.278 plus $0, with a stop-loss placed just below the support at 0.277 plus $0. The target price for this long position will be the resistance level of 0.283 plus $0. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI dips below 30, oversold, it signals a potential bounce from the support level. However, the RSI has not reached this level recently. When the price touches the bottom Bollinger Band, 0.268 to 0.279, it indicates a potential rebound. Combining these signals, we'll enter a long position at 0.278 plus $0, place a stop-loss at 0.277 plus $0, and target 0.283 plus $0. This strategy aims to capitalize on the predictable bounces within the established range, offering a relatively low-risk, high-probability trading opportunity. The forecast data suggests the price will remain within this range, further supporting this strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, Kite shows a strong upward trend. The price has consistently broken through resistance levels, and the forecast indicates continued growth. The RSI values have mostly been above 60, indicating bullish momentum, with some periods nearing the overbought level of 80. The Bollinger Bands have been expanding, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price movement. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will use the RSI strategy as the primary signal, with Bollinger Bands and support/resistance as confirmation. Specifically, we will enter a long position when the RSI dips below 40, indicating an oversold condition, and the price touches the support level of $0.187. The entry price will be $0.187. The stop loss will be set just below the support level at $0.177 to mitigate potential downside risk. The initial target price will be $0.242, aligning with the forecast price for February 22, 2026. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, we will adjust the target price to $0.249, the highest forecast price. Conversely, if the price approaches the lower Bollinger Band without reaching the RSI oversold level, we will exit the position and reevaluate. The final portfolio will consist of a 70% allocation to the RSI-based long position and a 30% allocation to a conservative strategy that involves holding the position until the price reaches the support level. This blended approach aims to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. The strategy is designed to capitalize on the current upward trend and adapt to changing market conditions. Based on the historical data and forecast, PAX Gold shows a slight upward trend. The support price consistently remains at $4,920, while the resistance fluctuates around $5,070. The RSI values generally hover between 48.1 and 56.5, indicating neither extreme oversold nor overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increased volatility. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy focusing on breakouts above the resistance level. Specifically, enter a long position at $5,070, with a stop-loss order placed just below the support level at $4,920. Set a target price at $5,140, aligning with the forecast for February 20, 2026. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Bands. If the RSI dips below 30, indicating an oversold condition, consider entering a long position at the prevailing price, with a stop-loss at $4,920 and a target price at $5,070. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 70, signaling an overbought condition, avoid entering a new position. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it might be a good entry point for a long position at $4,600, with a stop-loss at $4,570 and a target price at $5,040. Combining these signals, the core strategy remains a long position at $5,070, with a stop loss at $4,920 and a target price at $5,140, adjusted based on RSI and Bollinger Band signals for enhanced risk-reward ratio. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin Cash shows a generally upward trend despite some volatility. The RSI consistently dips below 40, indicating oversold conditions, while the forecast predicts a price increase towards $568. The support price remains steady at $503, and the resistance price reached $564. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position when the RSI falls below 30, targeting the $564 resistance level. The entry price will be $503. To manage risk, set a stop-loss order at $470, just below the lower Bollinger Band. To maximize potential gains, we will employ a tiered target approach. The initial target is $538, representing a significant move from the entry point. If the price reaches $538, we will move the stop-loss to break even. The second target is the recent resistance level of $564. If the price reaches $564, we will take partial profits and move the stop-loss to $538. Finally, the ultimate target is the forecast price of $568. This strategy combines RSI-based entry signals, Bollinger Band-driven stop-loss placement, and support and resistance levels to optimize risk-reward ratios and maximize returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, just shows a slightly decreasing trend with volatility. The RSI fluctuating between 42 and 54 indicates neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Band suggests a narrowing range recently, potentially signaling a period of consolidation before a breakout. Considering these factors, I propose a moderately bullish strategy with a focus on capitalizing on potential upward movements while managing risk. We will implement a combined strategy using RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. Our primary strategy will be a long position entry at $0.0408, coinciding with a slight dip within the Bollinger Bands and near the support level. The stop loss will be set at $0.0392, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be $0.0443, aligning with the resistance level. If the price reaches this target, we will consider a trailing stop-loss strategy, adjusting it based on the Bollinger Bands to secure profits while allowing for further upside. This combined approach leverages multiple technical indicators to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk, aligning with a high-returns investment approach. Based on the historical data and forecast, Morpho exhibits a generally upward trend, supported by the consistently high resistance price of $1.4 and a forecast indicating continued price increases. The RSI fluctuates, but the recent values above 40 suggest strengthening momentum. The Bollinger Bands show periods of contraction and expansion, indicating volatility and potential breakout opportunities. Considering these factors, I propose a moderately aggressive strategy focusing on capitalizing on upward momentum while managing risk. We will initiate a long position when the RSI dips below 40, signaling an oversold condition and a potential entry point. Specifically, let's enter a long position at $1.08 when the RSI falls below 40. Our stop loss will be set just below the bottom of the Bollinger Band, at $1.02, to protect against unexpected downturns. The initial target price will be the resistance level of $1.4, aiming for a substantial gain. However, given the forecast projecting prices above $1.4, we will also implement a trailing stop-loss, moving it up as the price increases, to lock in profits and potentially capture further upside. For example, if the price reaches $1.3, the stop-loss will be adjusted to $1.28. This dynamic approach combines the benefits of RSI-based entry, Bollinger Band-based stop-loss, and resistance-based target price, optimizing for high returns while mitigating risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, AWE Network shows a clear uptrend with increasing momentum. The RSI consistently remained above 60, indicating bullish sentiment, and reached over 80 several times, suggesting potential overbought conditions. The forecast for the next week projects continued upward movement, with prices reaching $0.107. Considering the support price of $0.0812 and resistance of $0.0947 from February 2, 2026, to February 15, 2026, and the current forecast, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $0.0933. Place a stop-loss order at $0.088 to protect against a potential pullback, and set a target price of $0.107 for a substantial profit. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price consistently moved above the upper Bollinger Band on several days, signaling a strong uptrend. Given the forecast and the RSI readings, I suggest a slightly more aggressive approach. Enter a long position at $0.0933, place a stop-loss order at $0.090, and set a target price of $0.107. This strategy balances the potential for high returns with a reasonable level of risk management, capitalizing on the observed upward trend and anticipating continued momentum in the coming week.